How's it going, boys and girls? Data here, and welcome back to the Minnesota Wild franchise mode, episode 16 here in the 2024 playoffs, year number 4. In year number 1, Stanley Cup champions. Year number 2, round 1, game 7 heartbreak. Year number 3, round 2, game 7 heartbreak at the hands of the Vegas Golden Knights, if you remember that series last season. And now here we are, year number 4, kicking it off against the LA Kings. In the last one, it was quite a second half of the season as we went out and made some big moves. Most notably, right away, we went to the Carolina Hurricanes. We got Jakub Slavin as well as Brett Pesce for defense. Slavin, we don't know what's going to happen with him. 86 overall, signed for next season, fits the second pair. We'll see what happens. Brett Pesce, expiring deal. We went out and signed him for about 4 years, $4.2 million, or 3 years, $4.2 million. We'll see if he sticks or if not, but either way, we're ready to go on a tear with them in our lineup. Much better than the 80 overalls than we were working with prior. At forward, at the trade deadline, we made a deal with the LA Kings, pretty ironically, for Anze Kopitar, a two-way forward who's now centering the third line with Brad Lambert on his wing, moving to the right wing, and Kevin Fiala, who's been there all season long. In the, 19 games that he played with us, he scored 15 points and was a +9. He was over a point per game at one point. He is just going mad on that third line. He is just stir crazy, waiting for the playoffs. Hasn't been there since 2017-18. Couple Stanley Cup rings over a decade ago now, and he is excited. Well, sorry, I should say in real life it's been since 2017-18. Last season in the simulation, he was here in 22-23, but still, he is looking for a deep run. So either way, Anze Kopitar, we're excited to have him. But the biggest question heading into the playoffs was the absolute shock, the just shot to the gut that came with 4 games left that saw Ben Bishop tear his hamstring and leave us with 2 rookies between the pipes. What? Oh, what? Dude, Hunter Jones, eat your vitamins. So Ben Bishop is gone, guaranteed for the entire duration of the playoffs. Kirill Kaprizov broke his nose. It's a playable injury. He would be fully healed for game 4, but I know that there's always the risk of him re-injuring it, even though he'd be wearing a cage. I think with the rookie goaltending, I'd like to put Kaprizov into the lineup, even though it wouldn't be the end of the world to put Boldy on the top line. It's just, I'd rather have as much of a chance as winning as possible, especially when Juho Markkanen and Hunter Jones are our 2 goaltenders. Juho Markkanen, he played how many appearances? 5 appearances, 1-2-0, 791 save percentage, 5.84 goals against average, and Hunter Jones, 5 appearances, 0-5-0, 863 save percentage, 4.23 goals against average. So not really, 2 great goalies in the AHL, but translate to the NHL, only 5-game sample size, and it's pretty scary. There is the possibility of calling up our current AHL starter, Maxim Morozov, who was a second-round pick in 2021. Fantastic season from him. Sub-2 goals against average, 7 shutouts, 919 save percentage. Unfortunately, goalie rotation was turned off, auto goalie rotation. That was really my bad. I totally forgot about it from last year's playoffs because Tristan Jarry was a low overall, so I didn't want him getting swapped with Cal Peterson, with Jonathan Quick, and I just forgot to turn it back on. So did that contribute to Ben Bishop's injury? Perhaps. I don't know how that really works in-game with the stats. Not having his 90 poise is really going to hurt. He had 77 durability, but he played like 78 games until he got injured. So I don't know if that's actually what the problem was. But anyways, just our biggest questions heading into the playoffs were what are we going to do with the lineup? Concerning the goaltending, it's a little bit split. There was a good number of comments. Jackie B says that calling up Morozov wouldn't be a bad idea. Legend32405 says it might help to call up Morozov. Mark Maisonov saying, I would say to call up your AHL monster goalie and send down Markkanen, who's been disappointing, definitely. And then Sky leaving a longer comment saying that the Bishop injury is a massive setback. Obviously, that's an understatement. As for who to start, honestly, it's looking like there isn't really a great option. I would say go with whoever has the highest poise stat, as that's pretty important in the playoffs, but really there isn't much separating. All that being said, all hope isn't lost, even if things don't go our way. We're still a young team. All that good stuff that makes you feel warm inside, but we still want that cup. And hey, sometimes a 78 overall goalie will randomly become Dominik Hasek in the playoffs, so maybe it'll work out anyways. That's a great way to see it. So concerning the poise, Markkanen, 67 poise, beautiful, and Hunter Jones, 74. Okay, so I was kind of leaning to Hunter Jones, even though Markkanen got the win. Jones's numbers were better, so I was just kind of leaning towards him for that reason. I'm gonna give him game one. I think that makes the most sense. Concerning Morozov, I'm not opposed to calling him up. I really don't mind it, but to do so, I would really just need to have both goalies being like pure shames to the game of hockey. So we'll see if it gets to that point, but for the moment, I'd like to start Hunter Jones and see how it goes from there. The poise stat is big, and the overall doesn't mean much, so I'm gonna try and play the system like that. Apo saying similar things here and adding another point for the goalie situation. I wouldn't call up Morozov, especially if your AHL team makes it in the postseason. He had a great season, but he is very low overall. It would be better to just roll with Markkanen and Jones. I hope it will be an interesting playoffs and that one of them will go into beast mode. You know what? I hope it's Markkanen. For all the Finnish fans out there, that would be a great storyline. But either way, he will still get a ring if he can do it. Morozov, by the way, 69 poise for anyone who is curious. You know what? Let's look at Jesper Wallstedt. He has 65 poise. Now, our next question was concerning the defense. The question is, do we go Botter on the first pair? Well, pretty much just between Botter and Suter. Do we go Botter first pair, +3, +1, 0? Or Botter on the last pair, Suter on the top pair, +5, +1, -2. We saw some success with both methods, but I think we saw more success with Botter on the top pair, and that's what Andrew's talking about. I'd keep Botter on D1 and Suter on D3 for sure. Take the plus over the negative, and Botter, you know what, besides the chemistry, Botter has earned it. With a +27 this season, he will grow faster, and Suter shouldn't see too much downside as well, making up for his minutes by him being on the special teams. So Suter as a defensive defenseman unfortunately does not fit on the power play, but he does have time on the first unit of penalty kill where it is a +3. Speaking of penalty kill, we did a little experiment last time with Anze Kopitar. We went from 81.3 to 79 point something with Kopitar on the penalty kill, so I decided to restore it to what we already had prior to trading for Kopitar, which was Rossi Boldy instead of Kopitar Rossi. And back to the defensive chemistry, Isaiah pretty much saying the same thing as Andrew here, that the +5 is great, but that -2 can hurt Botter, so it would be better to just go 3-1-0. So with all that pretty much taken care of, the last thing we got to consider is just, does Kirill Kaprizov come back into the lineup? Playable injury, broken nose. Of all the playable injuries that seem to be reoccurring, it's usually things like concussions and stuff like that when we bring them back too quickly. Like I said earlier, I really want to bring him back just because we need all the help we can get. And the risk of him getting re-injured is really a buzz, especially when he wouldn't get re-injured in real life with a cage on. But I think we're going to bring Kirill Kaprizov back into the lineup to restore the lineup to look like this. And there we go. So it does hurt the chemistry from 3-1-1-1 to 1-0-1-1. You know, we're still trying to figure out the coach and all that stuff, but we had a good season with the chemistry looking like that. Kirill Kaprizov had a 40-goal season through the 75 games that he played, 68 points. Not a career high in goals or points, but a very good season. He was on pace to break 70 points for sure. Last year in the playoffs, he put up 8 points in 13 games. In his entire career, he has 32 points in 44 games and a Stanley Cup ring on his finger to boot. So he has the experience. Speaking of experience in this lineup, Kaprizov, Greenway when he was down on the fourth line, Hoffman, Monahan, Fiala, and Parise are the forwards who were here back in year number 1 and got the Stanley Cup with us. On defense, it was just Ryan Suter. So there's a lot of players who not only want to say, hey, it's time for the playoffs, like Marco Rossi, who may only have, this is his first time as a first-line center in the playoffs. Last season, it was the first time he had 4 points and -4 in 13 games. But now he's going to say, all right, let's show the world that as a first-line playoff center, I can get this done. So it is a very interesting lineup, lots of youth, lots of experience. Could it be the last ride for Zach Parise and for Ryan Suter, both now 39 years of age? The C on the sweater of Ryan Suter, the A for Zach Parise. They've been on this team for over a decade. We got the trade deadline acquisitions ready to make an impact. Let's do it. LA Kings, it's not going to be an easy matchup against the LA Kings. They are a very good team. A tough first-round matchup. That first line of Hall, Turcotte, and Janssen is deadly. Alex Turcotte this season scored 76 points in 86 games. He is an assist machine, and Taylor Hall benefited off of that, scoring 40 goals in 76 games. They have good depth in the forwards, especially down the middle. Quinton Byfield, third line center. Elias Anderson, fourth line center. Defense is pretty crazy top four. Ryan Ellis and Drew Doughty on the top pair. Barry and Spence on the second pair. Jordan Spence, a possible target for us in the future. The guy has 99 deking, 98 passing, 98 puck control, 91 offensive awareness. I would love to get this guy for chemistry if he could simulate right. Doesn't have good physical, not the greatest defense, but just to make note of that. Grzelcyk and Walker. And then between the pipes, they have Darcy Kuemper, backed up by former Minnesota Wild Cal Peterson. Darcy Kuemper this season, why is it always sort by points? 34, 25, and 10. Pretty good season from him, so it will not be easy. Scratches: Sevier, Anderson Dolan, and Watkins, who we traded to the Kings in the Kopitar deal. So here we go, my friends. Game 1, round 1. If you are new to the channel, I'll just also throw it out there. You'll see that this episode is about an hour in length, maybe a little less, maybe a lot more. Who knows? I always mix it up. This whole episode could be done in 20 minutes when we get swept out of this first round, but I just do like 40 minutes of a black screen so that there's no spoilers. So you will be watching and reacting along with me, and it will all be genuine. It will be a roller coaster for both of us. Let's hit it. Game 1, round 1, an 8-game winning streak ended, and in the regular season ended with a 5-game losing streak after Bishop went out. Hunter Jones starting between the pipes. Let's get it. First period, 1-1. Kirill Kaprizov, welcome back on Darcy Kuemper and Drew Doughty, getting one past Hunter Jones. Shots 14-12 after the first. Second period, no scoring. Shots 26-24. Both goaltenders standing tall. All right, 1-1, headed into the final 20 minutes now. Power play Minnesota early on in the third, killed off. Then a power play the other way. Both are killed off. Both special teams have shaken the rust off, but a power play goal, no. They did not shake enough rust off. Power play for Drew Doughty, his second of the night. Now just under 5 minutes to go. Will anyone break through the wall of Mr. Darcy? Power play late for the Kings. Wow. Power play, empty net goal. And that is all she wrote. 3-1 the final. I'm not sure why it wasn't ending there. 3-1 the final for the LA Kings, as Drew Doughty puts the team on his back and scores all 3 goals. 39 save performance from Hunter Jones. That is what we like to see. But Darcy Kuemper made 31 and gets second star of the night. What a great performance from Hunter Jones. But man, the power play. All 3 goals were on the power play, even though the last one was an empty net. And both both regular goals, I guess you could say, even though they weren't even strength, coming from Drew Doughty. Kaprizov fully healed, thank goodness, so it was good to put him in the lineup. We would have gotten shut out, I guess, if Kaprizov wasn't there to score. 3-1, the Game 1 loss. Final game of the Iowa season as well, as we're ending off with a great record down there. And nothing really to change. Just make sure Hunter Jones is between the pipes once again, and we're going to go back to him after he really did well. Ah, that's why. You know what? I thought there was something weird with the chemistry. It was only a +1 because Kaprizov was still a playable injury, but now that he's back to fully healed, it is a +3 on the first line. That's big. That is big. Hunter Jones is still in there. I turned rotate off. No, did I? Maybe I kept it on for the playoffs. I just have to remember to turn it off before the start of next season. Someone remind me if I don't do it. And just like that, it is game number 2 here at the Staples Center. The Kings 42-30-10. We were 48-28-6. And here we are, not even home ice advantage against the LA Kings, who had 6 less wins. Let's do it. Game 2, first period, 2-1 Kings. Evgeny Sveshnikov and Gabe Vilardi on the power play. Wow. 4 of the 5 goals, including an empty netter, from the Kings have all been on the power play. Kaprizov scoring the lone goal for us, both coming from him. Second period, 3-1. Gabe Vilardi power play. Okay, we're switching up the penalty kill. What in the world is going on? That's crazy. 5 out of 6 goals in the power play. Even take out the empty net, that's 4 out of 5. And we're down by 2 here in the third period, being outshot by about 4. Where's the scoring there? Kirill Kaprizov, the only man on this team who can score a goal. We need another one. Someone give him support. There you go. Matthew Boldy. This game is tied at 3, and Pavel Zacha, the 4th line center. 4-3. 3 unanswered in the third period. Put us ahead. Is that enough to get us over the hump? Pavel Zacha, and then Anze Kopitar ices it against his old team, and it's a 5-3 victory for the Minnesota Wild against the LA Kings. Kopitar, the first goal that he ever scores against his old team and on his old home ice to boot. 4 third-period goals, 3 of them coming within 4 minutes of each other. Kaprizov, Boldy, Zacha, and then Anze Kopitar. Zacha, his first season with us, and he's been a great fourth-line center. 2 goals from Kaprizov, 2 assists from Rossi. We just got to fix that special teams. If we didn't let in those goals on special teams, we've only let in 1 goal in 2 games, 5-on-5. So heading back onto home ice, let's make a couple changes. Iowa season is over, by the way, and we finish with a record of, 59, 12, and 5 to win the entire league, and the division. 74 points in 76 games for Alex Kovanov, who will very likely be making a jump to the NHL next season. So special teams here, I don't really think I'm going to touch the first unit that's at a +3. Maybe that's the problem, but if I put in someone else, Monahan with a +3 in Greenway, 90 and 87. Defense, 86, 86. So even if I brought up Slavin here, I bring up Slavin to get the 86, playing like an 87, but then Monahan, Greenway, and Pesce don't get the same pluses. So I'm going to keep it like that, and I'm going to go back to Kopitar on the first pair. Maybe it was something to do with Hunter Jones not doing well, but at the end of the regular season, that is. So maybe Kopitar and Rossi could do a bit better. He's much better defensively with a 90 faceoffs, so hey, let's try it out. Hunter Jones, 2 games, 925 save percentage, and a 2.50 goals against average. Everyone's getting shares on GameStop right now? No. Go get some shares of Hunter Jones. Game 3, it's a best of 5. First game back at home here. Let's do it for the fans. First period, 1-1, Kirill Kaprizov, and it's not Scott Walker. That's an old player. Legend. If you know Scott Walker, you're also a legend. But 1-1 after the first period. Second period, Chiasson and Hall, 3 goals on 23 shots. Kirill Kaprizov, 4 of the, how many goals have we scored? I don't know. 4 goals from him. Where would we be without him right now? We're down 3-1. This is exactly the same situation we were in last game. Heading into the third, down by 2. Let's just go on a tear. Third period, in front of the home fans. Let's do it. Currently being outshot by just a couple. Now we're outshooting them, 26-25. We're on a tear. Power play, LA, 5-on-3, 5-on-4. We kill it off. But we need a goal and fast if we're going to get back in this game before it's too late. And Taylor Hall ends it. 4-2 as Jordan Greenway gets a goal with 26 seconds left. And we drop this one. 4-2 the final. Shots were 33-30 for Minnesota. Taylor Hall and just Darcy Kemper shutting the door. Where is the rest of this team? Where's the rest of the scoring? Where is everyone? Kaprizov with 4 goals in 3 games. My goodness, come on. First line's killing it for sure. Mike Hoffman, man. Come on, Mike Hoffman. I kept you around here to score goals. But, no, Fiala would give it a -1. That's not good. Brad Lambert could go up. Maybe Parise goes up. You know what? Let's do that. Let's go Boldy, Parise, and Monahan. Monahan and Parise played a lot in the first two seasons of the franchise mode. Mike Hoffman, he's used to being on the 4th line in the playoffs. He's been there before. You know what? Let's just do that. What did he do in the regular season? He had like 20 goals, 33 assists. Not the man he used to be. Definitely a better season than we've seen from him, but not the man he used to be. 53 points. Anyways, goaltending, we're going to keep Hunter Jones in there. 907 save percentage, 3.00 goals against average. We could really use some help on the special teams. Only Kaprizov scoring on the power play. Defense, +4, +4, 0, -1, -3, -2 for Suter and Pesce. That's weird. Worst comes to worst, we could throw Capobianco or Susi in there. But you know what? We got Pesce for a reason, and still, he's an 83 overall. We're not going to cut him loose just yet. Oh, boy. All right. Game 4 at home, down 2-1 in the series. Let's tie this up. We cannot afford to go down 3-1 and then have to win 3 in a row. We don't want to do that. Let's tie it up and make it a best of 3 in front of the home fans. Come on. First period, 2-1. Brett Pesce's shorthanded goal. Hold on. Pause it. Pause. Brett Pesce's shorthanded goal. And Brad Lambert scoring his first career playoff goal. Chiasson gets one on Hunter Jones, but Brett Pesce, he heard the people were talking about him a little bit, didn't like the plus-minus. He says, you know what? I won't even score you a goal at even strength. I'm going to do it right away. 46 seconds in. Oh, we're shorthanded? No problem. 2-1 after the first. Now into the second period. 3-2. What? Andreas Janssen and Taylor Hall on the power play. Lethal snipers. It's just Hall versus Kaprizov out there. 3-2 for the Kings. Shots are pretty even, and we're down by 1. There we go. Let's get back in here, boys. And before I can even finish my sentence, Anze Kopitar ties it up, and then Sean Monahan on the power play makes it 4-3. Power play again now, as we are looking to maybe add to this a little bit. And Matthew Boldy makes it 5-3, a 2-goal lead now. Phones are ringing off the hook. Can't stop, won't stop. And that is a game for victory for the Minnesota Wild, as we are back in this. Again, another big third period, starting off with Anze Kopitar. Then we get a power play goal, not from Kirill Kaprizov, and then Matthew Boldy on the second line has been great secondary scoring for us all season long, puts it away. Brad Lambert, a goal and 2 assists. Sean Monahan, 1-1, and Boldy with the 3rd star. We're throwing in 4 hits to boot, why not? But congrats to Brad Lambert. He gets his first career playoff goal, throws in a couple apples, and takes 1st star of the game. Why not? So most series are tied 2-2, except for the Oilers and the Coyotes, 3-1 Oilers. Leafs swept the Sabres, Lightning swept the Panthers, and Islanders and Capitals are both up 3-1 in their respective series. We're not going to touch anything. The lines are looking good. The defensive pairings are looking all right. I prefer not to have to make a huge, comeback in the third period, but, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Let's just try and get a little bit more scoring out of the gate. How about that, boys? Second, third line. How about like Kevin Fiala, maybe? Let's see a Kevin Fiala goal this game. Game 5, it's a best of 3. We're back in LA. First period, 1-0. Quinton Byfield, first of the series. Second period, up by 4-0. Ryan Ellis, Alex Turcotte, Adrian Kempe. Wow. 4-0, being outshot 20-17. Power play early for the Kings. At least we killed that one off. Come on, it's not over yet, boys. Give me something early. Fiala, I'm calling on you. Don't make Kaprizov carry the whole team. And then the night said he doesn't score, no one scores, right? Give me a little 15 save shutout, little easy night for Darcy Kemper. Yeah, why not? 5-0, 26 save shutout. 5-0 loss. Man, what is going on? 3 assists for Drew Doughty. Wow, and just like that, it goes quick. Time flies. Just like that, we are down 3-2 in the series on the edge of elimination. It's, we can't even blame the goaltending. Goaltending hasn't really been great, but we have not been scoring goals. Where are the goals? That would be a great, great question. Hunter Jones, 894 save percentage. Yeah, and then the scoring, non-existent. Botter 0, Krug 0, Sergachev 0, Slavin -1, Suter -2, Pesci -1. Come on, what? These guys are supposed to be defensive masterminds. I might have to go for the +5 on the first pair. And then, does Botter come out of the lineup? 6 pounds. You know what? This is crazy. But just to push it to Game 7, and possibly after Game 7, but not into Round 2 if we make it. Just to push it to 7, I think I need to put Suter top pair for the +5, and then Capobianco third pair for the +1. Let's try that. I know it's crazy. I know it's #ludicrous, but I think we got to do it. +3 on the first line. We can't really get anything better than that, I don't believe. I don't think there's any way to get a +5. There's not. Boldy's the one who's kind of holding down the second line with his chemistry, but you can't even move him around anywhere. Now, there's nothing to do for the forwards. There really isn't anything to do. These lines are good. These lines are fine. Mike Hoffman's killing me. -2 with 1 assist. I can't wait for him to go to free agency. But we could swap Parise and Lambert, maybe. They're both playmakers. They both give the second line a +1. You know what? Let's just try it. The 88 offensive awareness might help with the simulation, plus Parise with Kopitar and Fiala. Let's just try that. Couple that with the defensive changes. Hunter Jones between the pipes. All right. That's what we're going to do. Not ideal, not great. We're in a pickle, but we're at home. We have Stanley Cup experience. We are on the edge of elimination, and we want to fight for Game 7. We won 48 games this season, boys. Let's go. Slavin, where are you? Where's the passion that we saw in those +9 and the plus double-digit pluses? What's going on? Let's go, boys. Show me that you want it. Show me that you want it, and let's push it to 7. On home ice to boot. Come on. First period, 1-1. Brad Lambert, okay, on the second line, but power play goal for Taylor Hall. The power play has been killing us. We're being outshot 14-6. But Brad Lambert answers the call. If this rookie's going to answer the call, where are the veterans? Show me the veterans right now. 2-1, Zach Parise. That's the definition of a veteran. There he is on the third line. And you know what? That's pretty funny. The one switch we made, Lambert and Parise, and they're the two people who score for us. We're being outshot 20-13, but we're up 2-1 here into the third period. Add to this, boys. We scored 2 after 40 minutes. We got you to the third period. Hunter Jones is bailing you out. Get me a third goal up in this press box so that I can have a big smile on my face and book a flight to Los Angeles. Let's go. 3 minutes left. 2 minutes left. Or you could just hang on tight. Or you could just hang on tight. Don't mind me. 2-1 win. Wow. Hunter Jones came to play. 26 saves on 27 shots from him. And the one change we made, we could have been shut out 1-0, but a 26 save performance from Hunter Jones, 1 goal apiece, Parise and Lambert, the GWG going to Zach Parise. Wow, wow, wow. We're pushing it to 7, boys. We are pushing it to 7. As I said, if we make it to the second round, we'll fix the defense, but we're going to keep the +5 in that first pair and hope that it does something for us. Wow, wow, wow. Goalies, Hunter Jones, 904 save percentage. Still not ideal, not amazing, but if he could just get us those wins and we could support him in the goal category, in the points category, in the scoring category, something, that would be great. 4 points in 6 games for Brad Lambert. What are you doing, Mike Hoffman? 1 assist, playing 11 minutes a night. Come on, playing the same amount of minutes per night. Plus minuses, -1, 0, 1, 0, 0, blah, blah, blah. How did Capobianco do? Zeros in 13-27. Okay. All right. Let's just, you know what, don't delay any further. Game 7 in LA. Anze Kopitar up against his old team to see if we can push it to round number 2 and keep fighting on this miraculous journey that we want to go on. Game 7. Oh my goodness, first shot of the night, 11 seconds. Zach Parise, 2 shots, 2 goals. Okay, 2 shots, 2. Okay, first period. 4-1. Okay, calm it down. Woo, baby. Wow. Matthew Boldy, 11 seconds in, first shot of the night, bang, 1-0. Zach Parise, second shot of the night, bang, 2-0. Schwartz comes back. I'm not sure if it was LA's first shot, but then made it 2-1. 3 minutes later, Sean Monahan says, hey, I got to pick up the slack a little bit. 3-1. And then Torrey Krug, with the +5 infused into his veins, gets his first goal of the playoffs here. Wow, 4-1 after the first. Second period, 5-1. Kirill Kaprizov on the power play. And we're up by 4, headed into the third period. Up by 4. All you got to do is don't blow it, boys. Power play LA early. We kill it off. Up by 4 here in Game 7. The last 2 years we've lost in Game 7s. Let's go. Mikhail Sergachev, his first of the playoffs. And Ryan Suter's first of the playoffs. He has the +5 infusing through his brittle bones. And Kaprizov again. 8-1. It's over. It's over. We finally get through Darcy Kemper in Game 7. 8-1 Minnesota. I'll see you in round number 2. Wow, what a night. A goal and 3 assists for Monahan. 2 goals and an assist for Kaprizov. And 3 assists for Greenway. Win or lose the Stanley Cup, I am extremely proud of myself for those line changes. I just gotta say. Wow. All right. That is round number 1. How are things looking down here in Iowa? So the series is tied at 2 here in Iowa. Wow. 6 points in 4 games for Kovanov. Series tied at 2 with the Manitoba Moose. We need to win this to continue on. If not, we might be calling some players up, maybe. It's a possibility. 1-1, 2-1. Volkov on the power play past Dalia. Let's just quickly see this here in the third period. Up by 1. Iowa Wild, because Morozov might get called up just to be in the, start training with us a little bit, come to practice, just to be ready, just in case. Maybe even Kovanov or Shaw. But it looks like Morozov is just being an absolute monster as Iowa will go through to the second round. Great for us, no problem. I'm excited. If they can keep growing and playing, the deeper they go, the better for player growth. So that is fantastic. Round number 2, who will we be facing? It will be the Edmonton Oilers. So I believe we faced Edmonton last year in round number 1, and we beat them before losing to Vegas in round number 2. So it is Minnesota, Edmonton, Colorado, Nashville, and then in the East it is Islanders, Caps, and Lightning, Maple Leafs. Let's get a quick recap on how the team's been doing through those 7 games. Kaprizov and Monahan both scoring 8 points in 7 games. Greenway point per game, love it. Suter 5 points in 7 games. Kopitar, Parise, Lambert, Krug, Rossi, all with 4. Boldy, Fiala with 3. Pesci, Sergachev, Slavin with 2. Zaka, Capobianco. I might need to keep Capobianco in the lineup. 1 assist plus 1 in 2 games. Wow, I love Leon, but I don't know. How much would this hurt his growth if we kept him out a little bit? Because that +5 in the first pair, that is looking to be very, very valuable. We could play Botter over Pesci, but I don't know. Pesci, 2 points plus 2. That's tough. Hunter Jones, 4-3-0 with a .913 save percentage and a 2.71 goals against average. Let's go, Hunter Jones. Let's check out the Edmonton Oilers lineup. We saw it last season. How much has it changed? First line, Cahoon, Draisaitl, Yamamoto. Very scary. Second line, Hosang, McDavid, Kadri. Interesting. Drops off in the bottom 6 here. Roussel, Nielsen, and Cassian. Then Simmons, Puljujarvi playing center with 65 faceoffs. All right. And Rasmus Asplund, who has 71 faceoffs. That makes sense. That's the bottom 6 is rather weak, I would say. Top 6 is, it's not crazy strong with, like, you know, Hosang brings it down a little bit on the average overall, but, you know, McDavid, Draisaitl, 296s, yeah, you know what, I take it back, that is very strong. It's just, you would think that Hosang being there, I was like, oh, what's he doing there? No, that's okay, he's with McDavid. Defense, Nurse, Manson, Bouchard, Gostisbehere, Dermott, and Bear. Very good defensive core, all between 82 and 85, very, very solid, I would say. Goaltending, it is Ilya Sorokin up at an 86 overall, backed up by Capo Kakinen, our former goaltender. So, wow, Sorokin in the first round, well, in the regular season, he went 32, 25, and 7. He's been on Edmonton now. This is his 4th season in Edmonton after he left the Islanders. Wow, and he's been really good ever since. But he is 4-1-1 with 1 shutout, a .927 save percentage, and a 1.95 goals against average. Last season, we beat them in 6 games, but look at his numbers. He was really good nonetheless. It was just because we just had the stronger goaltending with Tristan Jarry. So it will not be easy to get through the Edmonton Oilers and Ilya Sorokin for sure, but oh, Kakinen, 1 save in 1 game. All right, that's cool. Scratches, Alex Edler, Marks Nudivara, and Calvin DeHaan, another former Minnesota Wild. And for anyone who forgot, like myself, the Oilers took down the Coyotes in 6 games. So here we are. The Oilers went 41, 32, and 9 on the season, 7 less wins, yet they get home ice advantage. So here we are on the road at Rogers Place, Game 1, Round 2, showtime. First period, 1-0, Kirill Kaprizov. Wow. Kaprizov, we don't care. He scores goals in every language. Second period, 2-1. All right, so Dominic Cahoon ties it up 1-1. And then Jordan Greenway on the power play, keeping up his point per game status, restoring the 1-goal lead. 2-1 heading into the third period. 8 points in 8 games for Jordan Greenway. Up by 1. Shots 22-19, 5 minutes into the period. Holding on to that slim 1-goal lead. Power play to extend it, and Zach Parise does so just as time expires on the power play, and we are now up by 2, 3-1 here in Game 1. Under 5 minutes to go. Is that enough to call it a day on Game 1 on the road? Yes, it is. 3-1 the final. Zach Parise still has it. Those hands are still made of silk. 1 goal, 1 assist for Greenway. 24 save performance from Hunter Jones. And a goal and an assist for Kirill Kaprizov. 3-1 the final as we take Game 1 with a big smile on our faces. 10 points in 8 games for Kaprizov. And let's just roll right into it. Game number 2, still on the road. Let's keep up that same momentum, same strong defense, and maybe a little bit more scoring. And let's see what we can do. Matthew Boldy, there he is. He loves scoring on the first shot of the game. But then McDavid scores right away. But Matthew Boldy, that's the second time he scores on the first shot of the game. Power play is just flying back and forth. All right. First period ends 1-1. Boldy and McDavid. Second period, 4-2. Yikes. So Kadri, Draisaitl, and then Cahoon score 3 unanswered over the span of about 11 minutes there. Greenway answers back, but it's not much. We're still down by 2. We still have lots of time to get it done. By the way, Cahoon scoring from behind the net. That's cool. And it's now shots 18-17 for Edmonton, but we're down 4-2. Greenway, again, by the way, 9 points in 9 games now as he keeps up the point-to-game streak. But McDavid, 5-2 with another power play goal right there. We're down by 3. Wow, Edmonton getting a ton of power plays. What is going on? We were not disciplined tonight, as we will take the L in game number 2. What happened? Tripping, holding, hooking in the third period. Second period, look at this. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 minor penalties, which resulted in 1, 2, 3 power play goals. So there they are. 5-2 lost. Lost by 3. That's tough. That's not Hunter Jones' fault. Goal and 3 assists for Dominic Cahoon, the German connection. All right, series is tied up at 1, and we will head now into game 3 on home ice. Nothing to change still. I'm really thinking about putting Botter back in the lineup. I feel bad for keeping him out. Capobianco, let me see your plus-minus, buddy. +1 still. It's hard to quit on what's been working. And even Pesci, yeah, because I wouldn't take out Capobianco. I'd have to take out Pesci because I don't want the -2 on the third pair. Oh, boy. We're going to keep it as is. Game 3, it's a best-of-5. Home ice advantage. Let's show these fans that we fought hard for them back in the first round in Game 7. Now we're coming home to all of our spoils of war. First period, 1-0, Zach Parise. That's 21-4 were the shots in that period for us. Wow, Sorokin standing on his head, but let's go, boys. There's a good showing of offense. Second period, 2-0. Hey, Brett Pesci. And whenever we start talking about him, he likes to score. 31-11, almost tripling the shots through 40 minutes. 2-0 Minnesota. Wow. Now we were for a short moment we were tripling there. 33-11. Wow. But it's only 2-0. Shots don't mean anything. Power play for the Oilers. Extended power play. And wow, just as it expires, Torrey Krug scores a goal at that +5. Marco Rossi on the power play, and that'll be all she wrote. It will be a victory here in game number 3. Look at the shots. Cassian breaks the shutout, of course, but that's okay. We still win 4-1 the final. Shots were 46-20. 42 saves for Sorokin, but we got 4 by him. Goal and assist for Parise, 2 assists for Kopitar, and 1 goal for Brett Pesci. Ended up being the game-winning goal, so I don't think we can take him out. I don't think we can. 3-0 for the Predators. Wow, that's going to be quite a matchup if we meet in the conference finals. Wow. Ryan Murray up against Brad Lambert. That's going to be interesting. But we got to get there first. 2-1 is the series in our favor as we're headed into game 4 at home now. I would love to just go up 3-1 right here. Enough of this back and forth, best of 5, best of 3. Let's just go up 3-1 and just take a commanding lead on this series. Let's do it. First period, 2-0 Edmonton. Great. McDavid and Kadri. Second period, 4-1. Puljujärvi, Kaprizov comes back to stop the bleeding, but then McDavid gets his second of the night. Why did I even bother speaking? We're down by 3 heading into the third, but it's not over yet, boys. Come on, down by 3 here in the third. Kaprizov, just put the entire team, forget your back, just put them onto your shoulders along with the globe, since you are literally Atlas, and then just carry them to the edges of the universe. No, forget it. McDavid, power play goal, third of the night, hat trick, and let's just call it there. 5-1, nice. Let's just keep going back and forth. You beat me 8-1, then I'll beat you 5-1, then you shut me out 4-0, then I'll beat you 1-0 somehow, whatever. McDavid hat trick, first star of the night, Sorokin, blah, 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 blah. And hey, look at that. It's a best of 3, as the series is now tied at 2. Headed into game number 5, as the last 4 games can just be wiped out, no problem. 8 goals and 12 points in 11 games for Kirill Kaprizov. We're not touching anything, and we're headed in here May 1st, 2024. First period, 1-1, Sean Monahan and Connor McDavid. Wow, McDavid, he was held off the score sheet for most of last year's series with Edmonton, but he's been tearing it up right now. 13-6 are the shots, 1-1 after the first. Second period now, oh, hey, great, first shot of the period. Second period, 3-1. McDavid scores 2 more times. Oh. Shots 24-15. 24-15, and we're down 3-1 because of a hat trick, a 2-period hat trick from Connor McDavid. Third period, starting off on the power play. Nothing comes from that one, no problem. Down by 2. Hey, Antoine Roussel makes it 4-1. Power play, this is what we need to get back in, and no one wants to do anything. Forget it. Let's just see you in game 6. Why not? I'll just see you in game 6. 5 minutes to go. Yeah. Okay. Outshot them 32-24. 5 goals on 24 shots against Hunter Jones. If he had been playing like this earlier, I would have pulled him a long time ago. But it's just the last couple of games that he let in 5 goals in back-to-back games now. The game before that, he let in only 1 goal. So 10 goals against in the last 2 games for Hunter Jones, as he now has an .896 save percentage. Scratches, man. Scratches. I am so nervous. Now we're back on the edge of elimination again. +1, +3, -1, -1. Slavin and Sergachev have been killing me. +1, +1. I'm inclined to almost just take out Slavin. Even but 20 minutes a night, -1, 2 assists. He's not there to score goals. He's not there to get all the points. Slavin coming out of the lineup doesn't make sense, but I'm just venting. Pesci 4 points in 12 games with a +1. Capobianco 6 penalty minutes. Okay, you know what? Capobianco is going to come out. We're going to put Botter on the third pair. We're going to take the -2, whatever. We're going to take the -2 and hope that Botter can just be a rock back there and keep the rest of the defense as is. And just whenever these two guys are on the ice, despite the -2, hopefully they can just get it done. Special teams. I don't even know what to say on the special teams. I wish I could see which unit was not doing well. Could I swap these guys around, Pesci and Botter? Maybe that would help out the second unit. I don't know. I don't know which one needs the help. Power play, +3, +1. Mike Hoffman, 0 goals in 12, 1 assist in 12 games. That is just insanely shocking. I'm disgusted with Mike Hoffman. Before it was a meme, now it's actual disgust. I cannot believe he has been this bad. Could Zaka give it a +3? No, he does not. You know what? I'll probably just slap Brad Lambert on there, who's now up to an 80 overall, by the way. So Brad Lambert can go in the point there. Whatever. +1. Still not great, but I'd rather have Boldy there and Lambert at the point than Mike Hoffman getting a prime spot and not doing a single thing with it. We'll just keep the rest as is, I think. And for the starting lineup, first line, can't touch that. Second line, I'm tempted. But Lambert, the Lambert-Parise swap went well. 6 points for Lambert, 7 points for Parise now. Mike Hoffman, man, 1 assist, -3. You know what? Just get out of the lineup. Just leave. Just don't come back. Rocco Grimaldi. I'd rather have Rocco Grimaldi. That's saying something. I'd rather have Rocco Grimaldi in the lineup than Mike Hoffman. 3.5-star shooting. Why not? Better on defense, right? 87 defensive awareness, 85 stick checking. What does Hoffman have? He has 84 awareness, 84 stick checking. How about that? Whatever, man. You know, Grimaldi has done well. Bitten and Zaka have been the best of friends. We're going to roll like that. Fiala, unfortunately, doesn't fit anywhere except if we were to put him on the first line. And that would mean, we could do that, and Greenway comes down to the third line. I hate talking so much through my decisions. Usually I have my decisions already made. But it's just, I'm trying to do anything here. Greenway, 10 points in 12 games for Greenway and a +7. Can we really break that line up? I don't think we can. Even just to get a +3 on the third line, I don't think we can. I'd rather keep the +3 on the first line. All right, those are the small changes that we've made. We'll see if they're enough to push us through. Hunter Jones gets the start again. At home, Game 6, once again trying to push the series to 7. Every series of every season has almost been pushing it to 7. So let's just do it one more time. First period, 1-0, Brad Lambert. Let's go. 11-4 the shots. Second period, 3-1. Okay, Kaprizov on the power play, and then Zach Parise down on that third line. Again, scoring from like behind the net. Maybe that was a Michigan. Draisaitl scoring the lone goal for Edmonton. Shots are 19-12 for the Wild, and we are up by 2, headed into the third. We need to add to this lead, not take penalties, add to the lead. Kadri brings Edmonton within 1 with a power play goal. I don't know who got that penalty. Power play, someone make up for it. No, 5 minutes to go, and Wayne Simmons, pause the game. Wayne Simmons ties it up at 3. Who got this penalty? Greenway hooking. And I kept you on the first line, and this is what you do to me, Jordan Greenway? Minute 46 to go. I don't even want to go in and watch this before overtime because there's going to be some sort of garbage glitch trash that happens. Push it to overtime. All right. Shots 26-23 in our favor. Game tied at 3 because of 2 third-period goals. And we're headed to overtime for the first time this playoffs. Game 6 at home in front of the fans. A goal for us pushes this series to 7, and we head back to Edmonton. A goal for the Oilers, and we are finished. Oh boy, I want to see a nice juicy goal from Jordan Greenway here. Dominic Cahoon early, broken up by Ryan Suter, the captain, on the doorstep. Here comes Kaprizov the other way. Nice little move to get through Darnell Nurse. Lets it go. Breaks his stick, trying to block the shot. Krug, they're a man down there. Come on, expose them. And Draisaitl gets it out of the zone, and Suter skates all the way back to our own zone. Great. All right, Marco Rossi. Kaprizov, he gets stuck by Darnell Nurse's stick. Why do you skate right on it? Oh, then Rossi. Great shot, Rossi, from the blue line. As if he just pushed the puck on his backhand to Sorokin's glove. Draisaitl, that gets broken up. Evan Bouchard walking in. No one wants to stop him. Nice blocker save from Hunter Jones. Greenway in the corner. Get that out. Here comes Marco Rossi. Up to Matthew Boldy now. Second line coming out. Josh Hosang for both teams, that is. Hosang and McDavid. Here's Leon Draisaitl with Cahoon. Moving in. Nice little poke check. Bouchard. Puljujärvi, leave him alone. What are you doing? Big pad save from Jones. Bouchard. Puljujärvi. Draisaitl, another big save. Get it out, boys. Lambert. Up to Boldy. Oh, my goodness. Back the other way. Boldy. Windmills nobody. Didn't have to do that. Ghost. Up to Puljujärvi. Come on, Krug. Cut him off. Don't let him in. There we go. Puljujärvi, legend in the Buffalo Sabres franchise mode. And then, what? Penalty for what? Oh, tripping. Okay, I thought it was because of the hit. Oh, Sergachev trips Puljujärvi on his way to the net. Let me see that again. Yeah. What? Okay, I thought he hit Puljujärvi. Sergachev, what are you doing? And now that's a power play with Asplund, Kadri, and Cassian. That's an interesting line. With Ghost and someone else. And there it is! Nice! Rasmus Asplund made me eat my words as he just set up Ghost on a mental one-timer. 79 overall to 83 overall on the power play, because 88 overall, it's Mikhail Sergachev with like 90 stick checking and 5-star defense decided to poke check a man cutting in from the corner into the crease when he could have just maybe pushed him or maybe body position, try to get in the lane to block the shot. But no, Mikhail Sergachev decided to poke his stick into the skates of Jesse Puljujärvi, the fourth-line center, who's an 80 overall for some reason with the 65 faceoffs, and then it went from the power play, and then we lost. That's the whole thing. There we go. The end. There you go. What a disgusting end to this series. To this whole season. There it is. Nice block. Nice trip by Sergachev. Oh, wow. And then, great job. No one wants to block the lane. Just let him wind up and rip it from the blue line. No one wants to even get close to blocking the lane here. Let's see this one more time. Wins a face-off. This guy Asplund backs up. No one's even looking at him. So good thing he wasn't set up and ready for a shot or a right-handed shot. Everyone says, oh, I better go block the 79 overall. Then, oh, balai. So here we go. One guy. I guess, you know what? Maybe he was trying to cover Cassian. We'll give him a break. Out of the lane, out of the lane, out of the lane. Let's make a triangle, but just a perfect triangle so that there's just enough space to get through here. And then Jones, way out of position, doesn't slide back, decides to stand up and then come back over. He sees a pass like that on a power play, a quick pass to the point. He decides to stand up and like take a step over. But the shot is being taken before he's even up. Look at this. Before he's even stood up, the shot has already been taken. What are you doing, Hunter Jones? What a disgusting end. What a disgusting end as we drop in 6 games. Round number 2, 6 games. The 6th game of round number 2. And it's another disappointing one in Minnesota. Stanley Cup in year 1, round 1 exit in year 2, and round 2 exits in years 3 and 4. 13 points in 13 games for Kirill Kaprizov. Oh boy, Kaprizov and Monahan both a point per game. Great stuff from them. Greenway 10 and 13. Parise 8 and 13. Possibly the last dance for him. 5 goals in 13 games. Rossi 8 points in 13. Boldy 7. Lambert, Kopitar, Krug all with 7 points. Kopitar did great. Third line center, 81 overall. 7 points in 13 games. Brad Lambert, his first ever playoff berth. Torrey Krug did all right. Fiala 5 assists, didn't score any goals. Pesci did well. Sergachev disgrace. Slavin not what I thought he would do. Capobianco 7 games, 1 assist and a +1. Hoffman 12 games, 1 assist and a -3. I can't wait to never have to see him again. Grimaldi 1 game, -2. Botter was a -1 in that last game. Wow. So I don't know if those decisions are what made or break. It was make or break. Like, would Hoffman have done a better defensive play than Grimaldi to stop the goals from going in on the fourth line? Would Botter or Capobianco have made a difference? I don't know. But it's over now. Bitten, nothing from him, -2. Hunter Jones, .893 save percentage and a 3.06 goals against average with a 6-6-1 record. I guess you can't blame him too much, but still disappointing. So pretty much now to end off the episode, I'm just going to simulate up to the draft. Meanwhile, I'm going to be fixing up the scouting. I'll check in when we have a Stanley Cup champion. We'll look at the awards. We'll talk about possible moves for the offseason, and then we'll call it a day. So Ryan Murray and the Nashville Predators end up finishing as Stanley Cup champions. The Iowa Wild lost to the Ontario Reign in the finals of the AHL. I believe, unless I read something totally wrong, I'll see in just a moment once this is all done. Winnipeg goes from 3-1 in the draft lottery. Detroit goes from 2-11. Great jump for them. San Jose dropping from 1-3. Anaheim 2-4. St. Louis 4-5, etc. But Detroit 11-2. That is a huge jump for them. Player retirement. Time to see now. Are we going to have some big boys retiring? I don't see any. Unless, oh no, I don't think either of them retired. Oh boy, that is big. Big Jumbo Joe retires, 1,908 games, 1,675 points, goes out at a 79 overall, 2-star skating, still had the 4-star puck skills, the 4-star senses, 3.5-star defense. Wow, what a career for Jumbo. We wanted to try and give him a cup. Eric Stahl goes out as well. 1,214 points for him. He played a little bit with us in this franchise mode. Pavelski, 997. Stastny, Carter, Perry, Yandel, Keith Erickson. Bufflin finally retires, as he probably already should be before the franchise mode even begins. Derek Brassard actually retired. One guy in our organization. 1,000 games played for him. 540 games under the belt. Over in the goaltending category, any retirements this season? Henrik Lundqvist at the age of 42. 1,004 NHL games played. 515 wins. 70 shutouts. What a record. Jimmy Howard retires at the age of 40. Just retired yesterday here in the real world. But some big names going out here in year number 4. I can't believe Jumbo stayed that long, but really love to see that. Coaches retiring. I don't see anyone except for, Maximilian Lautner, our goalie coach, who was actually I think he was in his 40s. He retired. Okay, well, that means we have an opening at the goalie coach now, in the NHL goalie coach. Press OK on all these million things. All right, so now we can check out the playoff tree. So after beating us, the LA Kings faced the Predators, lost to them in, LA Kings, the Oilers lost to the Predators in 6 games before the Predators took out the Maple Leafs in a 7-game thriller. Wow, wow, wow. The Maple Leafs had quite a journey. They swept the Sabres, swept the Lightning, swept the Islanders, and then lost in 7 to the Predators. So what a run. The Predators, meanwhile, had a 7-game series in round number 1. So the Predators went 4-8. Well, obviously they went 16. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They went 16-9. While the Leafs went 4, 8, 12, 15, and 4. Wow, that is wild. But the Predators, Stanley Cup champions. Didn't check out the AHL. And for Iowa, they did not make it to the finals. Oh, it's the Ontario Reign. The Ontario Reign did beat the Wild, but not in the finals. It was just the round before the conference finals. So the Iowa Wild lose in the conference finals in 6 games before the Ontario Reign go on to win in 5 against the Rochester Americans. So the LA Kings minor league team got their revenge on us. And we'll just quickly look at the player stats here. It was a pretty good postseason. 17 points in 16 games for Mason Shaw, 79 overall. Kovanov had also 79 16 points in 16 games for him. Sokolov 13. Chekovich 10. Cody Ceci, a 9-point campaign with a +3. Rodin 8 points in 16 games. Tarky 8 points and a +5. Igor 7. Between the pipes, Morozov 9-4-3 with 4 shutouts, a 929 save percentage, and a 1.84 goals against average. So just the scoring didn't come through on a few games, and that's what killed the Iowa Wild. You really hate to see that. But now we can get a look at the awards as well, now that the season has come to a close. Nashville Predators Stanley Cup champions for 2024. President's Trophy went to the Lightning. They got swept by the Maple Leafs, and it was the Maple Leafs and the Predators in the Stanley Cup final. Individual awards, Matty Barzal won the Art Ross Hart Memorial, goes to Nate McKinnon. James Norris, you love to see that. Torrey Krug winning the James Norris. He led all defensemen in points and had a fantastic campaign on our first pair, on his first full season with us as well. Lady Byng to McKinnon for the 4th time in 5 years. Calder to Foligno over on the Predators. Conn Smythe to Eli Tolvanen, of course. Vezina goes to Ben Bishop. What a year for Bishop. That's back-to-back Vezina trophies for the Minnesota Wild now, as it was Jerry last year. But wow, wow, wow. Vezina, but Jennings goes to Vasilevsky and Cam Talbot, who were over on the Lightning. Masterton goes to Peaky, Jack Adams to the coach of the Penguins. Couturier wins the Selke for the back-to-back, really. And Ted Lindsay goes to McKinnon, and Maurice Richard to Nicholas Enqvist. Down in the AHL, Kovanov wins the Hart equivalent, the MVP. Any other awards? Morozov wins the equivalent of the Vezina with the Baz Bastion Memorial Award, and then also wins the equivalency of the Jennings as well. Team awards, we won the best regular season points and the division in the West, was the Central Division, the Western Conference, and the President's Trophy, basically. That's what we won as a team. So, big year for hardware, but no Stanley Cup or Calder Cup for anybody. So, wow, that's really big. Ryan Suter and Zach Parise not retiring. We were really banking on both of them retiring. I'm okay with bringing Parise back as a 4th-line role. It's more Suter. I don't know where Ryan Suter's going to go. That's going to create issues now on defense. Yeah, that is not really optimal, but that's going to be part of what I need to hear back from all of you for. I'm going to take a little bit of a break between episodes here because I got to hear what you have to say. I'll probably upload some MLB and some live stream uploads between now and the next franchise ep. But it's a really good draft class, a lot of good elite players. Even late, as a little late, like look at this, looking at 10 and 11, medium elite guaranteed. I did a lot of scouting this year. The scouts really worked hard. I have everyone up to 13 fully uncovered. Then we have a little bit less, like this guy, high 70. But then, again, medium 6, guaranteed medium elite at 16, top 40. Look at this. Look at this. This was a good year for scouting. If you want to know more about scouting, I have scouting tutorials that, I'll probably throw in the description for that. Then it starts to drop off a little bit, but man, we really know what. Guaranteed medium elite goaltender, Kazevnikov, Sergei Kazevnikov. Wow, medium elite 2 years away. Woo, baby. We could trade up for him. All right, so basically, there's a lot of good options. Guaranteed medium elite goalie at 27. We do have good goalies in the system, but that's really good. Some good top 4D here. Like, look at this, like just random guys like Raimo Thorson, power forward who's 3 years away, who scored 18 points in A+ league. That would be a good top 15 pick. Here he is at 21. It's a really good class. Sven Sjogren, similar to Tom Wilson, a 2-way forward, medium elite guaranteed, medium top 6 guaranteed. Like, look at this draft class, and if there's anyone you want to know more about, hit me up on the Discord server in the NHL Suggestions channel. The link for the server is in the description, and I can send you more about these prospects if you want to give a more educated guess on who you think we should go for. But the first picks, really good players here. Look, Desmond Griffith. He scored 120 points in 68 games, similar to Patrick Kane, NHL ready. This guy is also similar to Patrick Kane, NHL ready, scored 110 points in 67 games in the OHL. NHL ready, 3 years away. NHL ready, 2 years away, 3 years away. So there are some good NHL ready prospects, as well as other ones. That's just the first round. After the first round, there's other guys that I'll be targeting later on, like, I don't know who. Look at all the good drafting, scouting. Really good year for scouting. This guy, low elite, perhaps. Medium top 4 defenseman, maybe. Medium top 6 guaranteed. Medium elite guaranteed. Braylon Montgomery, a gem. Whew, look at that. Like, this is someone I would definitely go after. 6'5", medium elite, 3 years away, similar to Zdeno Chara. Look at that. This guy's from Hungary. What a year for scouting. Cade Domingue, low top 6 gem. Yeah, I'm going to be trying to get a lot of picks in this draft. We don't pick till a little bit later. Like, and there's another Finnish guy there with elite potential. We don't pick for a little bit, so that's why we may want to try and use the players that we got, like Slavin, and try to trade them for, or even Pesci, and try to get picks. We don't pick until round 3, pick 18. We have a third, 2 fourths, a fifth, 2 sixths, 2 sevenths, but we really want to move in like at least 1 pick into the first round. So it would, sheesh, I don't know what to say, because if Ryan Suter is staying, then that changes a lot of things. We could go Suter and Krug again first pair on the +5, Botter, Sergachev second pair, Pesci someone third pair. There's so many different options, and it depends what are we going to do with the coaching. We may get a new coach who fits with different chemistry. Maybe Botter can get a +5 with Krug. But wow, there are many options for us when it comes to, well, we'll look at the players we could trade away in a moment. We do have to extend some players. We do have the money to do so. Thankfully, Matthew Boldy up to an 87 overall. He wants 5 years at 7.6. That's not bad. That's a pretty fair contract. I'll probably try Matthew Boldy. He's definitely going to be a second liner next year. He has to stay there. Mike Hoffman somehow grows to an 85. And, well, yeah, have fun in free agency. Marco Rossi, wow, Marco Rossi really wants to get paid. That's crazy money. I might just qualify him and wait for the ask to come down. Kopitar does want to re-sign. He'd be willing to take like 2 years, $2 million. But I don't know about that, because as well, because another piece we may be trading is Sean Monahan. If Brad Lambert has become our new everyday second line center, we can move Monahan for a top 10 pick. We can move Slavin for a top 10 pick, and there you go, 2 top 10 picks right there. Botter does not want to resign, but whatever, we're going to qualify him and deal with him later on. He wants like $6 million. Yeah, don't worry about Botter. Zaka, I'd like to get Pavel Zaka back as the fourth line center if possible. Capobianco doesn't want to. Susi we could get back for sure. Other growth here, Kaprizov 88, Fiala 86. See, that's why we got to get Fiala second line. If ideally we'd have Fiala, Boldy, Lambert second line, and then first line Greenway, Kaprizov, and Rossi. So that means Monahan is out unless we put Brad Lambert to the third line. And then on the third line, Hoffman out for sure easily. I don't know where Kopitar fits necessarily. Parise 81 overall. Yeah, there's a few things we got to figure out, but I definitely want Fiala. I'm so happy he's at an 86. That is fantastic. Hope he can keep that. And Boldy at an 87. We got to find a coach probably who fits with Boldy and Fiala and Brad Lambert, because we saw it was a 0 or a -1 if we tried to do that. Goaltending, we'll probably roll with Ben. I don't know if we can roll with Ben Bishop as our starter. Down to 81. After winning the Vezina, it goes to an 81. Maybe it'll bounce back. But down to fringe starter potential, yikes. Do we dump him and try to get a different goalie? Or just maybe sign a new starter and keep him as the backup? But then we have Markin in there, Hunter Jones, we have Morozov growing. Oh, it's so complicated. There's a lot of moving pieces here. By the way, extension dollars, I even mentioned 22 million, so we got to be careful with that. Would definitely be helpful, though, if we moved Slavin's 5.3 million as well as Monahan's 8 million. So that would clear up another 13 plus million on top of the 20 whatever we're dealing with. And by the way, I'm just coming back after the fact to just show you the trade values of those of our entire team. Tons of value for a lot of guys. Slavin especially right there, Pesci right here, Rodin looking good. And then it really drops off. Parise, we could probably trade Parise for something. Fourth line left wing would not be a bad idea. 22 plus another 30. Yes, we have 35 million to play with, which would be a lot better. But wow, I'm just going to be looking forward to hearing what your thoughts are, my friends. That's all I'm looking forward to. Last thing we got to look at are just the progress reports. Any big growth from anybody that we didn't already see. We already saw all of these guys. Torrey Krug 90 overall. Oh, it's going to be filthy. Next year, gear up, my friends. It's going to be a big year. This was a good year of growth. Bishop's injury really hurt us. I don't know what we're going to do with the goalie situation, though. I really was not... I was hoping Ben Bishop would be our starter for sure. But down to an 81 overall, I don't know. I really don't know. In the system, Perrault, whatever. Morozov, 76. Sorry, just sort by overall. Tarky, 79. That's why, so maybe forget Zaka as an 81 overall, making like 2 million. We just bring up Shaw and Kovanov, and they're the third and fourth line centers. Unless we re-sign Kopitar to be the third line center. Or do we bring up Kovanov and Shaw? One of them plays center, one of them plays the wing, because Kovanov's face-offs are 80, and Shaw's face-offs are 80 as well. So they could both play center. That's another predicament right there. We have to bring up Shaw and Kovanov for sure. Now, where do they go? Third line, fourth line center, or both fourth line? That means Grimaldi's probably out. Bitton, I don't know where Bitton's going to go. Zaka, I don't think he can come back unless he's third line center, and then, or maybe Kopitar's third line center, but then who plays fourth line? Maybe someone on the wing. Sherwood probably out. Yeah. Sheesh, really complicated stuff. Demetrius Correa at a 77. What did he do this season? Ooh, baby, with the Spitfire. 50 points in 67 games. So I'm just going to go ahead and end it right there. That's a lot of information for all of you. You know, I have a few general ideas, but I can't wait to hear what all of you have to say, because this is your franchise mode. We all got to work together, and I look forward to hearing the thoughts. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, it would mean a lot if you were to do so. You'll be made aware of all of the uploads here, franchise modes on NHL and MLB The Show, as well as the uploads of our live streams. We're getting back into a schedule, so make sure you're following on Twitch, Be a Pro, the franchise mode challenges, Route 66, making teams from all the different states in the USA, and the link down in the description as well. Don't forget about joining the Discord server, where we can talk a lot more about all these decisions coming up. I think of all the episodes we've ever had to make decisions on, this is one of the biggest, and the Discord server is going to be super helpful, so I would love to discuss it more with you there. But thank you so much for watching. It was a tough loss, and you know, we'll regroup and be better next season with some nice growth, and year number 5 will be a big one. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.